Hello Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Capricorn, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energy. So with all that being said, Capricorn, let's get started. How does Capricorn currently view this relationship? All right. Oh, wait a minute. All right, Capricorn. So we do have the Queen of Pentacles. We do have the Two of Wands, and then we also have the Judgment card. You know, the first thing that came to my mind is, are you sure you're done with me? Are you sure, Capricorn? Are you sure you're done with me? The bottom of the deck, we do have the Fool out here. So I am definitely getting that you definitely freed yourself from someone in particular, but it looks like this person's back, but it also looks like this person just wants to know, like, but are you really, really done with me, Capricorn? Are you sure? Well, with the Two of Wands, so Queen of Pentacles coming out here, that's kind of telling me that you're sticking by this decision of yours to, you know, keep this individual out of your life. But let's look at this person. Let's see how they're currently viewing this relationship with you. How does this person currently view this relationship? Okay. We have the Page of Wands, we also have the Lovers, and then we also have, okay, so it kind of looks like you're done with them, but it kind of looks like this one over here is far from done with you. It does appear to me that this is somebody who still does feel a very strong and intense connection with you. This is somebody who still has a lot of emotions for you, and this is somebody who also wants to make things right with you. So you're done with them, but they're not done with you. Okay, fair enough. Now, let's jump back over to you and see how you're currently feeling. How does Capricorn currently feel? Okay. So we do have the Ace of Pentacles. We do have the Hangman. And then we also have the Two of Cups out here. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Tower. And then we also have the Temperance card. Okay. In regards to how you're currently feeling about this relationship, a lot of you feel like if you were to like turn around, hypothetically speaking, and give this person another chance, it's only a matter of time before things go south here between you and this person, which is something that I do feel like you want to avoid as far as like a Tower moment is concerned. And you feel like the only way to avoid another disappointment, another betrayal, you know, things of that nature, it would require you to stick by this decision of yours. And this is kind of why I kind of see you sticking by this decision of yours to not accept this person back into your life. And it's stemming from a place of you just being sick and tired, you know, of getting hurt and disappointed by this person. Okay. Now let's look at this person. How does this person, let's see, how does this person currently feel? Okay. Oh. All right. We have the Seven of Pentacles. All right. We also have the Ten of Pentacles. And then we also have the Knight of Wands. In regards to how this person's currently feeling about this relationship, this person basically wants what they once upon a time had with you back in their life all over again. And they're very determined, by the way, okay, to get you and what they once upon a time had with you back in their life all over again. It's as if this person basically feels like they had it all, you know, with you. And the moment that they lost you is the moment that this person feels like they basically lost everything. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the fact that this person's showing up as a page. Okay, I'm not a huge fan of that. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that. I do want to look a little bit more into this Page of Wands energy. So let's look into that. The Page of Wands just basically represents somebody who is childish, somebody who is petty, somebody who is very immature, somebody who typically gives the individual that they're with the bare minimum. Yeah, the pages are also people who are extremely codependent. So you could have found yourself essentially feeling, Capricorn, when you were dealing with this person, that they were extremely immature, especially for their age. You could have found yourself essentially feeling like you can't really grow, let alone evolve with this individual. That could have obviously contributed to why you decided to part ways from this person. But let's look at the page nonetheless. Tell me more about the Page of Wands. This person keeps showing up as a page. Oh. It kind of looks like, Oh man, which I'm not surprised that this is coming out here for this person, because this is like a typical page behavior, okay? Typical page behavior. But it looks like this person, you know, lied to you a lot. I'm also getting that this person at times created a lot of like confusion in your life. They didn't necessarily give you, you know, the clarity that you essentially needed on certain things. Hence why this person would leave you extremely confused and very much so in your head, because this person just failed to give you the clarity that you basically needed whenever it is that you did need it, is kind of what I'm getting. Page of Pentacles in the reverse, man. That's pretty bad. Page of Pentacles in the reverse basically represents somebody who's extremely untrustworthy, somebody who's also irresponsible when it comes down to their finances. With the Five of Wands coming out here, the Five of Wands could definitely represent somebody who's very argumentative, you know, somebody who's hard to talk to, somebody who's hard to work with. It just kind of looks like, this person's realizing, you know what, I was wrong. You know, I was wrong, Capricorn, you know, for breaking your trust. You know, I was wrong for, you know, not giving you the clarity that you needed when you needed it. The Ace of Swords in the reverse could definitely represent somebody who sucks at communicating, okay? So maybe this person's coming to terms, okay, with the fact that they're not the best communicator. With the Five of Wands coming out here, again, it's that argumentative energy. You know, this person could also be coming to terms with the fact that they were very argumentative, they were very mean towards you, you know, things of that nature. They're still showing up as a page. I mean, even though this person's coming to terms with the fact that, you know what, I shouldn't have treated Capricorn this way, I shouldn't have treated them this way or that way, like, even though all of that's kind of great, you know, and lovely and stuff, they're still showing up as a page. What I mean by that is they are who they are. What you see is what you basically get. So even though they're coming to terms with all of this stuff, doesn't necessarily mean that this is like a changed man or a changed woman or anything like that. They still are who they are. And they can't help to be who they are. I am definitely getting that this person may have someone in their life, specifically a family member. So this could be referring to like their mother, for example, or their father or their grandmother or their grandfather. But this one over here has somebody in their life that that kind of like enables them. I am getting that. Like this mother figure, father figure, grandfather figure, grandmother figure, like they don't put this person in their place, is kind of what I'm getting. They don't put them in their place. Like when they see this individual treating, you know, somebody poorly or whatever the case may be, they don't, you know, like correct them and be like, hey, don't do that. That's wrong. That's messed up. Don't do that. Like they don't do that at all. They just enable this person to continue to be the way that they are by not, you know, correcting them and or putting them in their place. But I'm specifically getting that it's coming from like a family member, like their mother, their, you know, their father, their grandmother, their grandfather. Anyways, let's keep going though, shall we? Actually, no. Let's look at the Knight of Wands. Let's just be a little nosy, okay? Let's see why this person wants. Well, we obviously know what they want, right? They want to fix things with you. They want to pick up where they left off with you. They want what they once upon a time had with you back in their life all over again. So we know what they want. But I still want to look at the Knight of Wands. Okay, so we have the Knight of Swords in the reverse. Okay, so we have the Ace of Wands in the reverse. That's the problem that I'm really having here with this person. I want to give them their flowers so bad, but I just can't. I just can't. With the Ace of Wands and the Knight of Swords, so Lovers coming out here in the reverse, this is like the epitome of them recognizing their wrongs when it comes down to you and the way that they went about their relationship with you. They didn't necessarily show up in the ways that you needed them to show up is what I'm gathering, and they're also coming to terms with that as well. Here's the problem with like pages coming to terms with where they essentially went wrong. Here's the problem with that. These are people that are capable of recognizing like, you know what, I shouldn't have done this and I shouldn't have done that. But that's as far as it goes. That's literally as far as it goes. That's all that they are capable of basically doing. In other words, they're not capable of making this action and their behavior towards you when they were with you a thing of the past. They're more prone to making the same mistakes again and again and again because they don't really know, you know, how to correct themselves, and really, really learn from their mistakes, so much to the point where it does actually become a thing of the past, and you're not dealing, with the stuff that you used to deal with while dealing with this individual. So that's the issue that I'm having here with this person. I think it's great that this person's recognizing, like, oh, I shouldn't have done this and I shouldn't have done that. I think that that's lovely. I think that it's wonderful. I think it's great, but that's as far as it basically goes. So the likelihood of you going through the same old all over again with this individual is very, 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 very likely to happen. So I do like the fact that you're sticking to this decision of yours, which is interesting, because remember when we got the Tower to a Temperance card, where you found yourself feeling like if you were to take this person back, another Tower moment would occur. And that Tower could represent anything for you. It could represent, them mistreating you. It could represent them talking poorly to you. It could represent them being verbally and or physically abusive. Like this Tower, like I said, it could represent anything, for you. But it's interesting that showed up on your end, as far as you feel like if you were to take them back, you're just gonna find yourself experiencing another Tower moment anyway. So what's the point? That just kind of, goes to show that this is somebody who refuses to grow up. I mean, it's the best way that I could. Pages are the children in tarot. That's what the pages, represent, the children in tarot. So this is somebody who just refuses to grow up, is what it all boils down to. Okay, so we have the Wheel of Fortune, we have the Five of Swords, and then we also have the Four of Wands. Now that this individual is out of your life, I am definitely getting that a lot of things have been playing out in your favor in some way, shape, and or form. Okay, whatever this thing is that has been playing out in your favor, it's something that is drastically, improving your life in some way, shape, and or form. So, this could imply that, I don't know. This could imply that your career is taking off. This could imply that you're climbing the corporate ladder at a very rapid pace. This could imply that your business is taking off. This could also imply that you find yourself, more in tune and connected with yourself. Maybe this dynamic had you feeling extremely out of whack and out of place, right? And just out of touch, with yourself, because sometimes people can do that to us, right? I just kind of feel like you just find yourself in a really, really good place, my friend, now that this individual has been out of your life. A lot of you suspect, and maybe you're right, but a lot of you suspect that the fact that this person knows that you're doing so well, they just can't stand it, hence why they're trying to wiggle their way back into your life to ruin your life all over again. Because I am definitely getting a lot of you feel like that's the only reason why they're back, is because they see how good you're doing and they just can't freaking stand it. So they just want to come in and rain on your parade. That's a possibility, yeah. What actions? Nah, this person keeps showing up as a page. I want to give this one over here their flowers, honey. I really do, but I just can't. This person feels like the only thing that's really stopping you, which they're pretty accurate when it comes down to this. I'll give them that. But this person feels like the only thing that's stopping you from taking them back, and or accepting their apology and or forgiving them, has a lot to do with everything, right, that this person has, put you through. And by the way, I do see this person apologizing, right, to you for all the stuff that they put you through. I mean, I am getting that. Okay, we'll give them that. They're apologizing, okay, for everything that they basically put you through. But I do want to look at the Four of Cups. Let's just be a little nosy, shall we? Tell me more about the Four of Cups. Okay. Tell me more about the Four of Cups. Ooh, child. Doom, 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 doom. Okay. Come on. All right. So we have the Nine of Pentacles. We also have the Knight of Wands in the reverse. And then we also have the Ten of Wands. This person feels like they can't, which this is coming from a very codependent place, mind you. But this person feels like they can't do this thing called life without you in it. I mean, I am getting that this human being did have it all with you. You know what I mean? That's another thing too. Everything that this person had with you, they don't necessarily feel like they could be able to turn around and provide themselves with that all by themselves, if that makes any sense. Is kind of primarily what I'm getting off of this person, their energy, hence why they want you back, so bad. I just feel like you are the Queen of Pentacles, man. You're somebody who brings a lot to the, you know what? You're actually showing up as my favorite combo of all time. Let me blow your head up real quick. Queen of Pentacles is somebody who's very hardworking, somebody who's very career oriented, somebody who has their shit together, honey. And you're showing up as a Queen of Wands. Child, the Queen of Wands is somebody who's very, very attractive. When you put these two energies together, that represents somebody who is driven, somebody who is ambitious. I mean, what's there not to love, honey, about you? I mean, this person freaking hit the damn lotto with you from the looks of it. You know what I mean? So we can't really blame this person, you know what I mean, for running back to you. I think everybody in their right mind would run back to you. I mean, you're all that in a bag of chips. It makes sense. I get it. But, Queen of Pentacles, man, is just somebody who brings a whole lot to a person's life. It's somebody who brings a whole lot to the table. I think that, with you, not only did this person grow a very strong and intense emotional attachment to you, but you also brought a lot of abundance and stability into this person's life. And personally, they don't feel like they're ever gonna, have that with anybody else, or find what you bring to the table within someone else. They just honestly don't. And let's just be honest. Let's be honest here. This person is showing up as a page time and time again. And that's telling me that this person knows that they're a freaking page. They know that they're a page. This is no secret, okay? They know that they're a page. They know that they are somebody who doesn't really have much to offer. They know that they are somebody who's immature. They know that they are somebody who is codependent. These are things that this person knows about themselves very well, okay? Realistically speaking, I think that this person knows, especially in this day and age, ain't nobody gonna want to deal with that. No. Shit is too expensive for all of this, okay? Like, this person knows. Nobody's gonna really, want to run off into the sunset with them, because now people, in this day and age, it's like they're very big on what do you have to offer and what do you bring to the table. We already know you bring a whole lot to this table. I mean, hell, you bring the table and the damn chairs, okay? Like, this person in particular, they don't really bring much to the table, and I think that this person knows that very well. You know what I mean? Hence why they feel like they can't do this thing called life without you in it. Hence why they feel like they're not going to be able to provide, themselves the life that you were able to, provide, for them. So then there's that. Do I see you taking this one over here back? I'm going to go ahead and say no. Do I think that this person is trying to wiggle their way back into your life because they see, that life is treating you amazing? I can't necessarily say that, because we don't really see that coming from them and their energy. They're more caught up in the whole, I'm never going to find, someone like Capricorn ever again. I'm never going to, have what I had with, Capricorn with anybody else ever again. It's kind of stemming from that type of place, okay? It's not stemming from a place of, oh my God, Capricorn's doing so good. Let me go in and rain on their damn parade. Why don't I? You know what I mean? There's a possibility, though, that you could have experienced that from this person when you were with this person, which could explain why you feel the way that you feel. As far as feeling like this person's just, here to rain on their parade. Maybe this is somebody who doesn't like to see you do good in life. You know what I mean? That's a possibility. Maybe this person doesn't like to see you happy, so they do shit to rain on your parade. I can see why you would, feel that way. I kind of feel like you've kind of experienced that from this individual while you were with them. That if they were to see you happy or thriving or excelling in life, they'll try to do something, to rain on your, parade. I am getting that. But, you will be receiving communication from them. You will be receiving an apology, from them. I am definitely getting that. I don't think that it's going to take this person a little, I don't think that it's going to take this person too far with you. That's one thing that I will say. I don't think that an apology is going to cause you to, turn around and take this individual back. Nope, I do not think so. But they're going to try. You know, they're going to try, they're going to try. So that is what I have for you. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated. And I will see you guys in your next reading.